as we're looking at our general seasonal plan. We're looking at the big picture. We got 15 weeks. We start, in August and we get done in November. How do we get from where we want to start, where we are at the beginning, to where we want to get to, which is have a athlete qualify for the state meet? Okay, well, if they're going to dive at the state meet and finish high there, they've got to qualify at the sectional, which is the week before. That's at least our system here. And for us, it's finishing in the top 4. So really now you got 1 week less that you have to be ready to go. So in your 14 weeks, you've got to do your best to prepare that athlete to be at their optimal level in week number 14 and diving at the sectional. So I kind of use that as a guideline for, I want to start there and work my way backward to plan out my season. So looking at the end of the season, I'm like, okay, I know by week 14 I have to establish what 11 dives I'm going to do in their list, what order I'm going to do them in, and give them the best opportunity to be successful at the end of the season. So coming back, first 2 weeks, weeks 1 and week 2, we're talking about basics and fundamentals. So we're doing our hurdle progressions, our dry land where we're going through our modeling. We're taking that poolside and doing jumps that way. And remember, when you do dry land activity that way, as well as the poolside activity, you can get a lot more repetitions done in a short period of time where you really can get those skills done, refined right exactly how you want them to be. You can do that with the back jump as well, so that we get the body position, shape, we get them moving away from the side, away from the diving board in this safe manner too, but that we can get a lot of repetitions in. And then other big things and the things that contribute to their overall score: lineups, entries, saves. So we want to do those body position for the lineup when we talked about how tight you want to be, doing it on dry land and holding that tight shape. When you go in the water, that you're in that handstand position, hands grabbed above your head, nice and tight and stretched out, and then the save action you do underwater. And that those are things that you want them to become automatic. You want people that always go in the water tight, always grab their hands above their head when they go in for their entries, and always do the right save for depending on which dive they're doing. Big things that we want to emphasize in this period of time are basic body tightness, that straight line and tight position. Start working on some of those basic dives in each direction if we can. So the forward dive tuck, the front somersault, the back dive, the inward dive, the reverse dive if you've got that, depending on the experience level of the athlete. And each of those will depend upon what they've done before and if they're ready. That physical readiness and mental readiness is a huge component that's a job of the coach is to assess is this athlete prepared to do this skill? And I try to use this balance as asking kids if they're ready, but also assessing what they're capable of as they go through their skills. Is this person ready to do that next step? They're not quite there yet. We need to keep working and to refine that execution of the skill progression before we take the next step. We also do want to start doing some basic optional dives in week 2. So we've kind of established we've got this fundamental base, basic direction, maybe doing 4 to 5 of each in the water, maybe doing 10 to 15 or 20 even on our dry land and poolside, doing a lot of repetitions of these basic movement patterns over and over again, establishing this safe piece. And then as we get into that second week, we really want to make sure we start hitting that forward optional piece, because week 3 is when we start competing and we've got a little bit more on our plate when we do that.